might relate to it because starting from academics to cleaning to plantation to playing sports and like I also played chess, so I went to the state level in my school. So there were many things like lot many like you can go to exhibitions. There are so many opportunities open to you, and it totally depends on you like what suits you and whether you want to take up your interest above. And so it was like a platform which gave me independence, freedom to think and try out different things. And then after class 10th, I shifted to Delhi Public School. So for my class 11th and 12th, and I was a CBSE medium student. So basically, 11th and 12th, I can say the DPS culture it's going to be very different from what I was into Navodaya. So their discipline is the major focus, and here DPS is like more of you will have to focus on your academics too much because major to make sure that you are good at least in their subjects. So it was like that. So for board preparations, everything I continued with my school, whatever the syllabus was, CBSE syllabus, like whatever NCERT textbooks I was following. And then after like when I was about to finish class 12, just 6 months before I started my JEE preparations. So when I was in Navodaya, basically I was Dakshina scholar. If anybody knows, it's like if you are selected for this entrance exam, then Dakshina Foundation gives you an opportunity for 1 year coaching for IIT or medical entrance exam. But because of some reasons, I could not go. They called me to Pondicherry for the training, but then I could not go. So I continued with like distance learning program. So I used to order materials for my preparation, and I relied on my like whatever self study. That has always been my support. Like I've always focused mainly on my self study rather than going to coachings and all that.
So, like mostly you are self-made. I can say that, right? Uh,
Yeah,
so,
like
like,
I have tried here, like yeah, yeah.
yeah, tell me.
So I have tried like in my local place where I stand from Chhattisgarh. So in my native hometown, it's like the coaching centers are there, but I was not getting satisfaction anywhere. So I have tried almost everything, but I couldn't settle down. So ultimately, it came on me. Like I have to prepare and I have to get through it. So that was how
So,
it
how
is.
was your
And
preparation
being
for JW?
yeah, so JEE basically see, if you are preparing on yourself, there'll be some sense of, that confidence. To gain that confidence, it would be difficult because you are seeing that lot many people, especially the places like, Rajasthan, Kota is famous for coaching for JEE, and then Sri Chaitanya, Narayana, all these coaching centers, they take up students and students there, they are continuously studying from morning to evening and preparing for one single exam for 2 years, and you have to compete with them maintaining your school schedule, and you have to come back. Of course, if you are in school, you will come back at around 2 3 p.m. afternoon, then you'll have lunch, you need rest, and you will be left with not more than 5 or 6 hours every day for self preparation. So of course it creates some sort of fear, but I was always passionate to study because I was always a kid who likes to learn whatever is given to me. There's no special, something that I like more or I hate something. It's nothing that I hate. I can learn. I enjoy whatever I do. So it was like I was giving my maximum, whatever maximum I could give, and the rest I left to God. And then result came, and I got selected for 90 Warangal. I chose then after that, after clearing JEE. So
Uh,
when I got my JEE rank also, it was like around 1600. So it was a surprise to me also that because if you I was checking my mark sheet actually speaking, so whether it is my mark sheet, my father's name, mother's name, everything I was verifying. So it is my mark sheet only. Then because I was not expecting that much, and even in class 12th, like I was a state second topper from CBS. So then I did not expect such kind of results immediately after passing out from 12th. I did my maximum I could, but I did not expect such great results and all. I knew that I'll score above 90%, but I didn't know that it will be like I'll be. It was like too much. Like I got awarded with. I was in 0.1% merit list all over India in CBSE. Got this certificate and congratulations from MHRD that time, and then here also state chief minister awarded. So these many things I did not expect. At truly speaking, I just was preparing whatever I could, and I just left everything to God.
How much time you spent on these things, like for writing the JE exam, or maybe writing your board exams? How much time you spend on studying?
So time, if you ask me, I can say daily around 5 6 hours.
5 6 hours means
But
apart from
still,
the
like I
classes.
correct. But still, I would need breaks in between. It's not like I'll sit and I'll continuously study for 5 6 hours. I'll take breaks. I'll do something which I like, but then again I'll come back.
Okay. And particularly coming to like after JE, you searched for different institutions. So like maybe you tried for IIDs or maybe for different NITs also. Like how you stumbled onto the Warangal? What was the reason?
Yeah, so actually, based on my rank, I was eligible to get CSE and NIT Trichy also, based on my JEE mains rank. That's what most of the toppers will choose for. But because of some reasons, like and Trichy will be very far from my house. Warangal is like at a location where you can go from north, you can come from south, and it's like intermediate kind of location, so everybody can go there. If you see there, the ratio is also like 50-50, right? Almost 60-40, you can say, and north and south. So that's like a close. That was close to my hometown. That was like better for me, suitable for me. That's why I chose NIT Warangal. And IIT actually advanced. In advanced, I couldn't get that much. Like I was not getting branch based on like what I wanted. I was getting something, but I was not so interested in that. So I chose to be in NIT and preferred my branch.
Like yeah, my next question is that in that space only, like most of the people will choose CSC, EC. Those are the first preferences, right? Even you also told that you got a chance to join in CSC in Trichy. That is actually when you say in the ranks wise also, Trichy will be before NIT. So what made you to take Triple E particularly? Because most of the people will say that Triple E is very difficult, and the first preference is CSC and EC. So what made you to take this?
So actually, I was because everything happened to me in the way like no one was there to guide me at that time. Like I am the senior most at home, eldest among all the brothers and sisters. So I was the one who was trying everything for the first time. So basically, I asked some of the people, at least one or two seniors whom I knew, and some of like friends, parents who have gone outside. Then actually, people suggested me around me. Actually, they told that CSE is a good option, but then here the focus is like in electrical. If you go, then you have an opportunity to even switch to anything later on in your career. Like let's say you want to shift to software side, or if you want to work on electronic side, if you want to work in a PSU, or anything like if you want to stay in core electrical, that is also fine. So all kind of possibilities this electrical like triple E branch gives you. So at that time, I felt that this might be the best option for me.
It's very
So
nice
that
to hear those words, particularly about Trivy. Most of the people will say that it's very difficult, and most of the people will choose otherwise. But yeah, definitely, you are the topper for I mean entire college. I think so.
yeah,
For your batch,
branch,
2018, your
branch.
branch for the branch, and also the best outgoing girl student for the class of 2018. I
Yes.
mean, like how much preparation you used to put into that? Like, how much time you daily use it to study for these things? Because you have to write the lab records. Most of the people will say, "Sir, we have so much of time to like we'll spend most of the time into the lab record writing and those things." How much time you use it to put into the daily studies?
It's like I used to prioritize things. I can't say like how many hours. It depends on. See, from the beginning, if I tell you, I was like, I'm a person who, sometimes I used to go to library and simply study something else. Like nothing related to my syllabus. So something, okay, technology wise it will be related, but not, I was not preparing for exams or something like that. So whatever I get to, like, let's say some book is appearing so nice to me and somebody has explained it very clearly, very like in a understandable manner. So I would simply go and spend time in the library or read something, sometimes simply read magazines. So something like that. And coming to exam point of view, I used to prepare, like, I used to, like, anyway, if you are attending class properly, sincerely, so you will have the concepts in mind, like whatever teacher is teaching at that point of time. Immediately, if you get doubt, you better ask. So I was the one who used to ask a lot of doubts to my professor. Everybody knows that. And I used to clear concepts then and there itself. And then later on for exam preparation, you just need revision, right? So 1 week or so, like, it was enough for me. And who studies for 1 week also? No, I think this 3 4 days are enough to revise. And anyway,
So
major revision happens the day before only. So that
yeah,
happens every
that's like it goes in the first a day before only. That's mostly the thing. Thing
But
is,
the thing is, like, people don't focus when they are in class. So at the end time, they feel difficulty. That's what I would tell people, that when you are attending class, be attentive. What somebody is trying to explain, you try to grasp and understand that.
actually, I want to like put something difficult into this thing. Actually, I know that you involved in so many other activities also. You participate in hackathons. You participate in something like I mean drawing competitions. You participate in so many other competitions also. I have seen in your profile that you have a lot of other extra curricular activities, right? So
Correct.
the thing is, how much time you spent in the classroom? That is what actually I want to know, because people say that, as you said earlier, like I used to ask so many doubts. So how much percentage of attendance you maintain in the class to even like maintaining other things?
Mm, Attendance, I think I had whatever the minimum criteria is there, that I had. And I didn't miss class without a reason. That's just there. Like, I didn't miss class just because, you want to bunk and simply you don't want to attend, you want to roam. Not like that. If I had a genuine reason, I used to tell the professor that I would not attend, and then I would do my activity. So class wise, how much time do you spend? You see, now, like, from the morning to around 5:30 evening, all your classes will be over, and in between that also you'll have 1 hour, 2 hours a gap. So that's like, I don't find it difficult. Even if you are attending full classes, also you have complete evening, complete night, you have morning. So you have time. If you want to utilize that for something, you can do that. There's no problem as such.
So you would to say that there will be a lot of time that we can utilize and put into perspective where we can do many things, lot many things.
Yes, people actually waste time. I have found, like, simply, social media and all that. Sometimes it's okay to get refreshment. It's okay. I also used to roam and chit chat with friends and, simply hang out. But sometimes, like, it should not be your daily. It should not become your daily routine, right? That you're doing this only. So I used to involve in other things also, like, singing, painting, whatever I used to like. I used to. That's it.
The next thing is like how you are into research. Like you are like doing many things. You are learning through class. You are getting some information. Why particularly you went towards research? Because when the people joining in, particularly NITs and IITs, people they want tend to see that they get a big package. I see that people are getting around maybe something like 12 or 12 lakhs or something like that, 13 lakhs. I use it to get that information. Like why you are into research? What was your driving force?
Yeah, so research actually I had in my mind that I will do, but I was not very sure that I will do it immediately after BTech, or maybe after some time. I spent some time in job and everything. But then I was always like into this. Like, I liked reading things which seemed interesting interesting, like something new, somebody comes up with an idea, or somebody simulates something and shows me. So let's say we have control systems lab, right? So first time when I used MATLAB, I was too much happy. Like, what is happening? You are seeing a system getting simulated, and you are like, it is giving you same results at what you are going to get in your hardware, right? So how fascinating that is. But if you ask, like, a person who is not interested in that, or maybe that might not matter for him. Okay, it is happening. It's just a result you're getting, right? So that fascinated me actually. Like, I enjoyed doing that. And coming to, like, okay, research point of view. So I was also placed like others, and I got placed in Intel Corporation. So then, during my summer vacations, actually, I also got selected for this Prime Minister Research Fellowship. So in that, it offers you an opportunity to go for direct PhD in any of the IITs, top IITs, or IISc Bangalore if you want. You can have your own options. So my professors and everyone suggested to me to apply for that, and they were also seeing that potential in me, like I can do research very well. So they all motivated me to go for it. And so in during BTech also, if you see, I had one transaction paper. So that was like, I wanted that, that taste of research, to get that taste of research. So I whatever was in my hand, I was giving everything a try. So without trying, you cannot say whether something you like or not. So that piece I enjoyed. So I simply came into research. And this PMRF was a great opportunity, after BTech, getting this much stipend if you compare. And like, financially you have freedom, because mostly, people don't come for PhD because they have fear of spending so many years, and then financially they have to be at that stage, till they finish, and after then only they can start earning. And so many things are there around PhD. That's why people don't join that easily. But I have a different opinion. So as soon as this discussion progresses, I'll go more into that.
I lost you somewhere. Like is my voice is audible to you?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Okay. So I think people are getting low voice in the YouTube channel. Maybe that is the reason they are like posting messages to me. I request people who are listening through YouTube, please increase your volume. There is like relay is happening. Like I'm doing the session here, and there is being relayed to the YouTube. So voice may be a little bit less. So try to increase your YouTube, your mobile device volume, so that you can listen to the voice clearly. Thank you. So yeah. So my question next to you is like, particularly, um, you got selected into Intel, right? To say, if if I am not wrong, it's a dream job to many. If I'm not wrong, it is a dream job to many. Like
Exactly.
my friend who has done MS, like at the time he said that he want to get into Intel Corporation. So like, why, like, what you made to not to go for that and go for this? Because if you are selected into Intel, maybe you might be in US now. Right now you may be in US, right? If I'm not wrong.
Right, maybe.
So what made you do that? Like, it's a very tough decision. To say, it's very tough
Yeah.
decision.
Yes, yes. Frankly speaking, it was tough for me to decide. But see, it was never my plan to, settle abroad and serve some other country for a long. Like, I always wanted to serve India wherever I'm. Like, maybe I'd go for, further studies. Like, I had some plans. Like, maybe 1 or 2 years I can spend abroad. But I was never someone who would settle there. I always wanted to come back to India and contribute to my nation. And second thing was, I was not behind. Like, when I thought, what would I get? Let's say if I join research at this point of time, because I have gotten this opportunity PMRF, which, if you compare this this thing, selection in PMRF is very competitive. If you see, like around at that time when I was selected, around 136 students were selected from all over India, and including all the branches. And whereas it was expected that they would select around 1,000 students. That was the news there at that time. But on it, like if you see some like around 27, 28 IITs and NITs, they participated. People from different backgrounds came, and then some people who did MTech, who did PhD, and still they wanted to convert to PMRF. All those kinds of people were there, and I competed among them and got selected directly after my BTech. So I felt like, why should I lose this opportunity? And pay wise also, if you see, like pay was almost same. It was not it was not much of a difference in terms of salary, which I'm getting during my PhD, and even if I had joined Intel. And job, if you see, job can be gotten anytime. It's not a problem anyway. Like if you have the caliber and if you have the talent, you can always get a good job. So then I thought that maybe and also I was interested in research, doing research, and this is the best time to learn. If once you start going to job, when I talk to people who are like my seniors who are in job, they told that it's very difficult to come back to academics later on. If you work for 2 3 years, then later on, you will feel that you need to go for higher studies, but at that time you're not able to do. So it's better, like just after your BTech, if you're getting a chance to finish your studies, you go ahead. And if you do it right now, maybe later on, I can, the chances of growth increases here. So that's why I thought that this research is a good option.
So, like in your BTech itself, like you published a paper, right? Which transaction it is? IEEE transaction in
Sustainable energy.
sustainable energy. Like it's a dream actually to many researchers. As I myself, I did research in maybe particularly in native Warangal. I used to think that I should get a transaction in IEEE. It is like a dream come true.
Right.
Like you got it at BTech level, yes. So what is your preparation for that? Like what in which direction you went and how you got the idea and how you developed into some paper? So we want to hear that once, like what you did. I mean, searching the area, going through something after that, and finally doing some research. And also we want to know under whom you did this research.
So I basically did this work under Shiva Kumar sir. And there was one more PhD scholar, Harish Mainini, who was along like co-author of this paper. And so the work basically, when I see all of this started with BTech project work, which everybody does, but some people take it seriously, some people just don't care about anything else. So this project work came, and then when I started thinking, and when I started discussing ideas with my professor, then it came out like he also got interested. Like he told me to read some things, some papers, and then when I started reading and I started discussing the ideas, so some things he liked. Then I started simulations. That's how everybody does, I think, in research. So I started reading more and more and trying to get to the issues, what people, because see, research is not that easy. You have to go through several papers, several works, and understand what people have done and what are the problems existing and what have they attempted already and still they are facing such kind of problems. So then literature survey. This is what is called literature survey. So that I did, and then after that, after I did the simulations and got the results, some satisfactory results, then we thought of publishing it, and that's how we started for this submitting paper for this IEEE transaction. And this was not at all easy. I can say this was the most hectic task that I did in my BTech. I used to go at night, to use the system, to use the lab system, and it was not like if you compare the space, if you compare space in an IT and that what I see in IIT, there's a lot of difference. So I used to go daily to the department, come back at night and keep on typing, working, simulating, again getting results. And if you start writing paper, see, once you get the simulation done, work is not done. still you have to write the paper, right? So writing itself is a skill. So my paper got refined a lot. Like I got first I got some major revision, then in second revision the paper got accepted. So my paper changed. I could see the change that I did. Like first in the first attempt what I wrote, and in the second refined content, I could see the difference. So that's what like writing itself taught me so many things. I use LaTeX for writing. First time I was using that software. So and then doing experiments, everything. Of course, my colleague like Harish sir also helped in doing experiments, but like I had to really struggle. Like it took a lot of energy and effort, a lot of time to publish that finally as a paper and and see on IEEE transactions list. It's like it's really fulfilling, satisfying, and once you get it, you'll feel really happy. But it takes a lot of effort.
So like if you want to say to the people like in which direction they have to see, like people like see doing the research and studying for a BTech is two different things, right? uh, so like at what point they can start as a BTech student, if they want to do research, the people who are listening today, if they want to do research, in what direction, at what point they has to start?
See, if you're really see, there are two ways. Like people have all sorts of career options. First, I would say, so they have to first find that interest, whether they are really interested and enjoying technical work, and uh, and what are their priorities in life. So somebody might want a stable life. Somebody might want money in their life. Somebody might want work life balance. Somebody might want simply that they are getting to learn something new every day. So everybody might have different priorities. So based on that, first they have to find out like what they really want to get in life. Accordingly they have to make a decision. So let's say they want more money in life, that's their only purpose. Then they can go ahead with something like MBA or something. People do job for a few years, they go for MBA, they come back and again join, and something they progress. But if you see growth wise, career growth, if you don't go for higher studies now, you will see that at one point you'll get saturated. Let's say after BTech, immediately you join job. Many of my friends still say that they are getting to do the same work every day. They are not enjoying the work. So that those kind of complaints I've heard from many of my friends. So it's like if if you want to grow continuously in your career, then I think you have to think about doing higher studies. And at what point, that depends. Like till first and second year, you will simply spend understanding the subject, getting the fundamentals strong. And then third year, when you enter, you can think of doing internship. I did internship in Siemens company in Mumbai. So that will give you some sort of industrial experience, what is going on in industry. So that experience will be helpful if you do it seriously. Not like people go for vocational training internship and simply enjoy there. Not like that. You have to see what is happening around you, how people are working, how a company is functioning. What departments are there, how what a R&D in a company looks like. What do they do? Okay. So I think some sort of internship would help when you come to third year. Second year ending also you can start, that's not a problem. But I think third year is also good enough. And then third year and in fourth year, third year you try to get internships, or either you go for project work. So project work also you have many options. Like you can do either under some professor in your college as well, or you can go to IIT. There are so many programs, and somewhere like you keep your that vacation period, right? That vacation period you have to utilize properly. So you can utilize it either for project work or internship or whatever you like, and later on, based on how was your experience, you try to develop it in your final year. And then if you are really interested about technical, you enjoy doing things or learning new things, and you're passionate about it, then you should think about research, and then you should start applying in final year.
Yeah. So like one more like related to thing in the BTech life. So people like when you said internships, what basically people will do that they do some sort of language learning and such things. Like they'll go for some coaching related to Python. They do other lot many things. Whether is that like you also learned, went for some coaching and something like that and learned any courses or done some courses, or just like you learn it by yourself?
For internship.
No, not internship. I'm not saying that. Some people will go for internship. Some
Okay.
people will just put their time into learning the different types of languages.
You mean coding languages?
Coding languages, yes, yes.
Okay, okay. Right.
So is it useful? Like, is it like whether it's go for a internship or go for some sort of coaching? Which one is better?
Okay, that again depends. Like, what is your priority? So, let's say if you want to somehow get placed in, because most of the high-paying companies will be for CSE branch and software-based companies. So, some people who enjoy doing coding and who like to get their simply get placed and settle, then they can go ahead. But anyway, for promotions and all, after a point of time, higher studies definitely help you. So, depends. Like, what do you want to do? And like coming to, if you are really into technical, let's say for 3 4 years you have continuously given to electrical branch and you want to go into core company and contribute with your technical skills, then you have to prepare, for you have to get a strong hold over your concepts, whatever your subjects are. You have to prepare properly, and be strong in fundamentals. That's what is tested everywhere. Even in my PMRF interview also, the main focus was on testing the fundamentals. And as soon as the way you answer, the questions will go deeper and deeper and deeper until you until you get stuck at a point. Till then, they will try to ask you and refine your concepts, test your concepts, like that. And coaching and all, I think people for coaching, in case you feel like you have time, like what happened to me was. I had internship opportunity with Siemens. So I had to do internship, but for some reasons it got delayed. So then for spending the rest of the time, I went for Hyderabad just to see how coaching works. So I attended that ACE Hyderabad. I saw the life there. My God, from morning to evening, simply study, and these many students will be there in the line. That type of coaching I experienced for the first time in my life. So so I had time, so simply I went. It was not like I had to go for coaching and all. I had time, and then immediately after that, I had my internship. So I joined internship as soon as the date started. So that's how it works. Like whatever comes to you, just see what is best for you. Are you satisfied that you have this strong concepts? You're conceptually strong or not? If you are not satisfied, then you might try for a coaching. If your target is clearing gate, then you might go. There's no problem in that, but you have to utilize your time somewhere. That's what I would say.
Like, particularly people who are listening, like if they want to uh, go for gate particularly, how in-depth knowledge is required, what they has to read, means they has to read the material, or they has to read the notes, or they has to read the textbooks. Which one they, if we want to get deep into the concepts, which one they have to choose?
So how many students are there who are like trying to go for coaching, or like they are focusing on self? What kind of?
Usually like in each branch, at least 30 to 40 people will be interested to go for gate.
Okay. Okay. So then in that case, if they are trying for coaching, then they'll get the notes there and there. Like whatever they are teaching, they'll have the notes in hand. Otherwise, if you're preparing yourself, then you have to like take help of coaching materials. Like you can ask your friends, or you can buy that. Like there's so many things, like Ace provides material. Ace and Made are the two major ones which people buy usually. And yeah, then you can start your preparation. You can schedule whole day, like I used to prioritize things like this, like this part I will finish this day, this part I'll finish this day. And many times it will happen that your things will get on postponing and postponing. You'll not be able to finish, then you have to sit one day and compensate for everything. So that's how, like, you have to make your schedule in a way which you can follow also. It has to be flexible according to your schedule. So that's how, like, you have to get your notes ready and your materials ready, and try to give as many tests, like mock tests or something before exam. So if you want to clear that, you need to practice some tests.
Maybe, yeah, I think I'm getting a comment that like your voice is breaking. Maybe internet problem, maybe to the other people. So at this point, like I request participants, you can also ask some questions to her. You can post them into the chat box so that I'll read those questions to her and she'll answer those questions. So if you have some questions, please post into the chat box. Try to ask at least, there are almost 26 people are there in this, apart from V2 and also some participants in the YouTube live. So request, please post some questions into the chat box of various platforms, YouTube and as well as the Google Meet. So please post some questions into the chat box. Yeah, Kavita, in meanwhile, like you also went to the youth conference, right? In Nepal.
Youth
So
exchange. Yeah.
yeah, what was it like? Wow, what actually it revolves around? How to, I mean, how you stumbled into that thing actually?
Yeah, so basically it's like Department of Youth Affairs conducts this program, International Youth Exchange Program. So your college has to nominate you. You have to get selected, and then you will receive an offer to come. And they will fund your travel and everything. So basically, it's a cultural exchange program. You have to speak about your Indian culture, and you have to understand how the bond happens between two countries, and you will get to see a lot of things. Like it was best experience I can say I had in my BTech. So I stayed in Nepal for around 1 week or so, some 10 days, and every day we were taken to some. First of all, I would like to talk to you about the group we had. So we had around 50 students selected from all over India, from premier institutions like IITs, IIMs, NITs, and AIMS, and like there are people from youth organization of ministry like NYKS people, Nehru Yuva Kendra Sangathan, and people from NSS, and people from political background, people from medical background, people from musical background. They were all collection of people. So 50 people means it was a group of diverse kind of people where we didn't know each other properly. There were like 3 4 students from similar place, so they were already knowing. But in my case, I was totally unknown to everyone. And in engineering, I was there from NIT Warangal, and there was one more guy from IIT Madras. So we two were from the engineering background. And so interacting with everyone, knowing their views and talking to them, enjoying things with them. Because if you meet completely different set of people, you'll feel like everybody has different taste. They enjoy. If everybody likes to enjoy different things, the way of talking, the way of interacting, and the way their reaction to certain things will be different. So everything is like enjoyable to you. And in that, I think 7 8 days, it was like we bonded so much. Like I didn't expect that completely unknown people going to something a different country altogether, and we would make such a strong bond. That was like amazing. And every day we were taken, from first day to last day, we everywhere we were traveling by domestic flights. And so every day the journey was on flight, and we used to stay for 2 2 days in every 5 star 7 star hotel there in Nepal. And at the end also we had an interview with the ambassador sitting there, and they asked me to perform also. So I gave the last finishing speech, and I sang a song also. I performed with one more of the friend in the same group. So everything was totally amazing. I have written a blog also in Quora and WordPress. So if people want to go through that, they can definitely go ahead.
You also got AR rank in Indian Engineering Olympiad, if I'm not wrong. So,
Right,
right? Like,
right.
what was it like related to engineering thing? Like the concepts
Yes.
of engineering will be asked in that?
Yeah, it was the same. Like, if you are good enough with Gate, you can clear that.
Okay. Okay.
So basically, it
So,
required concepts from your subjects only, from electrical branch, whatever subjects we have. Like I'm from electrical, so here people are from different spaces, right? Different branches. So it just required whatever the BTech syllabus had, and some strong concepts and problem solving skills. Those things were required. That's it.
The next thing is like presently, now we are coming to the present thing. So you got Prime Minister's Research Fellowship, right? The fellows, PMRF, right?
Right.
So like, uh, how you went into that? What I mean the way how you went into it. What is the procedure, and if people are interested to do that, what they has to do?
Right. So I would tell that at this point of time, it's the best opportunity that any BTech graduate can get. If you are really interested into research, and here you don't need to worry about finances. That's a good thing. And also, if you're financially free, you will be able to spend more in your hardware later on, right? Because we struggle in terms of infrastructure and hardware, if you see. So the thing is, and you're getting immediate research opportunity after BTech. So that gap which comes, if you come later after doing job, if you come back to academics, it will be difficult for you. So better to finish it along the way if you're really interested. So that's the best opportunity that anybody can get. So PMRF is like, there is, if you go pmrf.in, there is a website, and Government of India keeps the application forms every year, and you can just apply from there. You have to fill in your abstract, what you are interested to work on, and you have to fill in your research proposal, and then you have to submit the form. And in case you are shortlisted for this interview round, then you'll be called for the interview. So it will happen branch wise. So let's say for electrical, the center was IIT Kanpur. So everybody from electrical branch went there and gave interviews. So there were 11 panels, and each panel had three members. All were professors from premier institutions for our interview. So then you'll have to face the interview, and if you're clearing that, then you'll be called and you'll be sent a mail where you have to choose like which IIT or which college you want to prefer. Then people can put whatever they want, and then after that, you'll get the final selection mail and the offer letter. That's how it is.
So like, at last note, this is the last question I am going to put. How you
Right.
feel like, as a researcher you went to Nepal? I mean, it is in a different concept actually, but you went out of the country, and as a researcher now in at IIT Bombay, you went to USA. Like as a researcher, you're now roaming the entire world, because like if you are selected to a software company, maybe like if they are putting you into on-site, maybe you may go into, I mean, maybe you may visit USA. Even most of the people, most of the friends of you maybe still are there in India only, I think so. I'm not saying that all are in India. Those who
Huh.
selected software, and though even though they got good package, but they are still in India, they are not abroad. But as a researcher, you are roaming the at different places. How do you feel about that?
That is very fulfilling. I feel like I am someone who enjoys roaming a lot to any place. Like you send me to, I enjoy basically roaming a lot, and what meeting different kinds of people, tasting different things, entering into diverse culture. Because anyway, diversity, in terms of diversity, India is the best place you can see. And uh, and if you are getting a chance to go outside India, you will meet different kind of people, different set of people who have. Um, I felt like when I went to US, I was the one who was traveling for the first time alone, and so my family was also a bit worried that time, and I myself was little nervous because first time I'm going, and that too far. I used to see like world map every time. Where is India and where is US? There's no direct road connection. So that was first experience for me, and that I went to Texas A&M University for a conference. So I was presenting my paper there, and I got to meet various set of people came from industries to listen to our research works, and people came from academia, some professors and many students. So it was a very nice experience presenting in front of them and answering their queries, all sorts of questions. Because if you see, people get a lot, people will be having so much interest in knowing about what you're doing. There, people ask, like, what is this, what is that, they will ask each and everything, and they really are into understanding the thing what you have done. So that I enjoyed a lot, explaining to everyone, and talking to them what are they doing, and meeting people from industries. There was a 2 days workshop also before the conference actually started, and I got to see some places in Texas A&M itself. It's a big campus, so laboratory wise, also infrastructure wise, they are a bit more developed, I can see. But overall, I felt that it was a very nice experience for me to visit and to meet such a diverse set of people.
So yes, we are at the end. Like we'll take some questions from the audience. So already few people have posted questions into the chat box. So let me read out those questions. So Venkatesh is asking like nowadays tracking gate exam or publishing IEEE paper, which will be more what is that, entering into industry, more useful for entering into industry maybe. Yeah, publishing an IEEE paper or cracking the gate exam, which one will be the way that you help us to get it industry?
For industry, I would say that IEEE paper would not matter that much. If you are having good gate rank, then you might enter into a good PSU. You'll have a chance to enter, and because they mainly see your gate rank, and they might conduct separate exam or interview or something like that. But many of the PSUs, they take through gate rank, and publishing IEEE paper would help you in getting into research. So let's say you want to go for further higher studies abroad, or let's say you want to do it in India, you want to enter into research or higher studies, then if you show that you have already done IEEE paper work, publishing into IEEE, I'm saying it's not easy. So they know that what challenges you have gone through, and you really have faced that, and you have come out and you have successfully published. So then chances definitely increase in terms of selection. So I would say both are different ways you are saying.
Okay. Like one thing is like before writing your transaction paper, did you write any conference and then you went for the IEEE transaction?
Right, right. So
Initially, you write.
I wrote one conference paper. But the thing is, I went for the conference also. I presented there, and everything was fine. But at the end, actually, something happened. They told that there was some miscommunication and we cannot publish it in IEEE. Something happened, but that was a good conference. I went there and I attended it. Um but that's what I didn't know much of, the politics and technical things into it, like what goes behind. But conference I attended, and later on I developed on that idea, and I converted that into transaction. So
So
transaction got published in IEEE finally.
yeah. The Jayant Kumar is asking, ma'am, lot of students don't know what to do after BTech, including me. For us, what is your suggestion to do after BTech, and in what way we can go to get settled? You get settled. That's his question.
Okay, so it again depends. Like, what kind of settlement do you want? You want, let's say, you can write gate. Let's say you are selected in PSU. So, would you like that stable life where you have a fixed given amount of work, and that same work you have to do every day, and like your growth will be stagnant at that point of time, but you'll be settled. You're earning. That is one case. And another thing, let's say if you join research and later on you join academics, so research, so if you have to enter into academics, if you want to be a professor or something, then definitely you need PhD. So then there's no option. So if you enter research and you get into job of a professor at some senior institute, or anywhere, so then your life will be stable, as well as you'll have freedom to do whatever you want. So no one will be above dictating you. Like, let's say you are in a company, and you'll have your bosses, right? You'll have your team leaders, or someone who will be constantly pressurizing you that give this output, give that output. That is what happening with most of my friends. But although some companies are good enough, work culture is quite good, but still you will have the pressure of work, right? That deliverable, you have to deliver your things at time. So in academics, that's not the case. You have the freedom to do what you like, and experiment with different n number of things. So if you want that kind of life, then you have to come for research. And then let's say you are only about you want to get billions and billions of money. That's what you want. Then you have to, I would say that then MBA would be a suitable option for you. So like that, there are like what are your priorities in life, your career choice
Okay. So Navya is asking like how to get more score in the GATE examination because negative marking is there. How to prepare for GATE? Um, so any tips for that?
I would say that prepare a schedule, good schedule which you can follow, not a schedule which you have that ideal schedule in mind that I'll study for 12 hours, 13 hours, not like that. Never works out. So prepare a schedule which you can follow, and follow as many this materials as you can. So let's say you take materials from ACE or maybe whatever, and you see that whether are you able to solve the problems given in that, and try to see previous year question papers, try to do mock tests, as many tests as possible. I think test definitely helps in the exam.
So basic suggestion from you is that whatever you are good at, do that.
Yes.
The thing is, that's the thing we have to see. And Vamshi is asking what are the research platforms are there and how can we participate in that?
So you mean to coming to research, like funding, those kind of
Funding,
options.
yes, yes.
Okay. So actually, I think you're are going to organize another talk, right? We'll go
Yes,
deeper
yes.
into that. Okay, but still in brief, I would try to answer your question. So, if you want to come for PhD, there are schemes where you get stipend from MHRD. So you have to clear a written test and interview. You have to separately apply to IITs, and let's say you want to do it in IIT in India. So then you have to clear the written test. You have to face the interview, and if you're selected, MHRD pays you. Okay, that's how everybody, most of the students join PhD. Otherwise, another option is you come through some project. So some companies sponsor some project, like Tata or Eaton. There are companies who sponsors, and they'll take care of your fees, your stay, everything, and you can come as PA under them. So PA means teaching assistant. Okay, so you'll have certain responsibilities, and you can carry out your and another option is like even government agencies like DRDO or BARC, they also sponsor like people in our lab. They have come for PhD who have worked for 11, 12 years in DRDO institutes, like companies like that. So they also sponsor sometimes, and you can carry out your so. And then best option is this PMRF, which is like current hot in demand. Like PMRF is in demand right now. So many people actually keep on asking me like, what was your interview experience? How did you get selected? So I think right now PMRF is the best option.
So nice talking to you. We came to know about more things like there are lot many things that to know actually. Actually, we also plan for one more talk with Kavita related to research, deep insights into research actually. So like after the complete formation of the student clubs in Vagdevi and like after a few days, like at the end of August or maybe the next month, beginning, we are also planning one more talk with her, particularly deep into research, like how to do research, particularly in the BTech level, and what actually things has to be followed and how get motivated, and those things we will see in the next talk by her. Last question, I think one person has asked. I think he's actually saying something. Yes, I'll read out. Raghu Verma is saying that, ma'am, I really admire to join in IIT. It is my biggest aim. Definitely, I will do struggle to get into it. My question is, how was the experience to be an IIT student? What you enjoyed mostly, ma'am, is the campus students, faculty. What was the most interesting thing? So I think Raghu Verma is from Triple E. Actually, he visited E Summit in IIT Bombay last semester. So like
I was also among the coordinators for that. I was into design team.
okay, okay. So like what fascinated you more in the IIT that people want to know?
Okay, I think what fascinated me more is the work environment. There is less stress. and there is more to see always. If you simply roam around the campus when you are frustrated, you will get enough. You have a lot of things to do when it. Let's say you are interested in some sport activity, you want to go for swimming, or you want to simply join some club, you want to be in a music band. You have all different kinds of options, And research, like work culture, if you see, it's not that much stress. Like you will have pressure in terms of, when I entered first year, I had to do coursework. So coursework, although professors were really good, like the course also was interesting. But the thing is, you will have so many assignments to do. So assignments were hectic, I can say, because it's not like the assignment, which people can finish in one night and leave. It's not like that. And people don't do that also. People there do everything honestly. So even if a small experiment they are doing in the lab, it has to be, their own. It has to be authentic, and it has to be, where you have put in enough efforts. So that thing, like work culture, I like there so much because people there work really honestly and really hard, and and it's not like they are getting frustrated out of it. They really enjoy it. Of course, frustration comes sometimes when you don't get results. That is very normal. That happens in every. But there are ways to come out, and you can simply enjoy also. And you have a lot of options to do there. And that's what I felt the difference. And in terms of opportunities that you get, in terms of infrastructure that you have, I think you'll be satisfied, and you can enjoy a lot in IITs if you want.
Thank you, Kavita. Actually, we got to know many things from you, like the things that you follow that people has to see as an inspiration. You are an inspiration to many. Like we seen, I mean, we know so many things from you today. So we are also waiting for the next session. You are there, I think. Are you getting my voice, Kavita? I think we lost you somewhere. Hello. Am I audible? Am I audible to the people? Can anyone say in the chat box? Am I audible? Yes, sir. Okay. 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 Uh, I think Kavita will ask you somewhere. Okay. I think she got struck, or maybe she lost uh, a signal. Just a minute. So, like today, like we actually conducted this on the note that to inaugurate the Talk by Club in the Wagdevi College of Engineering. And particularly today we interacted with Kavita. Basically, it's like one-on-one interaction where we know about the things, how she was a double gold medalist in NIT Warangal. She has so many credentials in her life, and we came to know those things. Maybe she got disconnected somewhere. So like we have one more session with her. So that will be at the end of this session, end of this month, or maybe in the beginning of next month, where we see deep into the research area, how we start doing research in a particular area, how like what are the steps we have to follow, and what are the things that we have to see. So those things we will see in the next talk. So I actually thank everyone who are online today. So like you have shown a lot of interest in this particular aspect. So yeah, so if you want to do something, so you have to follow the people. You have to get some inspiration. You have to take some inspiration, which helps you to move forward in a particular direction. Like uh, like you have to get something like some goal in your life. So goal setting is very important. So if you have that goal, then you can move towards it in a different way or a different fashion. So I hope you people who are in second year and third year and final year, maybe you are at the end stage. Maybe in 6 months, maybe you complete your your subjects and everything. So So now at least, yeah, this is the time that you put into perspective. You allocate some time into that, so that it helps you for understanding yourself to get into some industry, some core industry, or maybe if you want to do research, or if you want to go for higher studies. So whatever that you do, it is not the end. It's not the end. It's not like uh, let me uh, I want, she's asking, okay, she was there, right? So like yeah, so what you want to do, it's completely lies with you. So your life is in your hands. So think in these lines. So Kavita, yes, so we will be having one more session with you in the end of this. So like there is some signal problem maybe at your end, maybe you got disconnected. So like,
Yeah, just hold on, just
yeah, you can switch off your camera, that may be better, I think. Hello, you got?
yeah.
Yeah, okay. So like yeah, so this session went well, very well. So people know about you and what they actually like, they got something to do now. At least they have to explore themselves. That is what actually this session particularly aimed for. So I hope that has been achieved to some extent. I request people, if you so I will float a Google form for you. So if you have if you have a serious question to ask her, so you put that into that Google form. I'll share that form with her, so that if she has some time, she will answer those questions to you. Like she will fill out the answers in the Excel sheet, and if possible, I'll share that with you. So if you have further questions, so this is the way that we are going to do. I will send a Google form to you, to the people who are participating in this. So you ask questions to her, so that one or two questions she'll try to answer those directly or through me.
I think you can also circulate one feedback form in case, like, if they want to know something else or if they're
Sure.
expecting something else, they might write.
Sure. She actually was ready to help you in, to guide you in different directions. So it's like very happy to hear that when people saying that, yes, I am ready to help you. That is like very heartening thing that, yes, there is some person which helps us. So I hope that people will utilize this opportunity, and in future we want to see you more in like in these type of sessions, in particularly for Vagdevians. So I want to say one more thing, like we almost have 20 NIT faculty in Vagdevi College, and the college is spending almost, means as a private college, we can't expect more, but still college is spending almost some 2 to 3 crores in particularly for research. Like they are putting their own money. So like this year we like Triple E and CSC got a research centers also. So there is a large scope that there is an increase in research activity, particularly in Vagdevi. So students has to utilize these things, these facilities in future, so that we also can rise to a bigger and to a higher level. So I expect, on this note, I expect more people to involve in this. So we'll see you soon with the next session. The after formation of the student clubs, particularly the Tag Byte Club, and the session, one more session is going to happen with Kavita. I thank Kavita for once again accepting our invitation to be as a resource person for today's session. Thank everyone which are involved in this particular session. Thank you, Kavita. Thank you very much. So like people can, yes, the session is concluded. So you can log out now. The session is concluded. You can log out.